You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
The missing link. You are the missing link.
You are the missing link.
Alright, 24-bit,
24-bit,
48 hertz.
48 hertz. Get those speakers thumping. Hit them where it hurts. That's right.
Oh. Could be.
Alright, this is down a notch. That looks pretty good as long as I leave it right on my mouth hole.
Are you actually going to talk like that, though? I feel like we
This
should
is how I'm
adjust
gonna
the game
talk
for
the
a
whole-
comfortable talking distance.
You don't like this style of talking?
It's weird. It's like it's morphing into your face. It's becoming a part of it. I'm not a human anymore.
Excuse me, sir. I want some more.
Oh, can you imagine having to have like one of those voice box things, those little modulators?
Imagine
Or
if
like
you
a
had
stoma.
auto-tune modulator. Excuse me.
I would love it.
I want some cheese.
I don't think I'd ever get bored. I think everybody else would be annoyed, but I wouldn't be. So it's a win.
I'm hungry for a burger. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So, news and weather.
Yeah. What's new?
I did that so loud. What's new? I've been doing a lot of chainsawing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Taxing.
It's good. I've been kneading because like my knee's been injured for so long, and I've been like laying around for so much that it feels good to like actually exert my body.
Yeah. That's pretty cool that it can withstand it. There's always a fine line between, getting a good stretch and workout and recovery and
That's for sure.
re-injuring.
Because there's some days where I'm like getting a lot of work done, and I'm like, oh man, this is going awesome. I want to I'm getting a little bit sore, but I want to keep going because this is going so good, and I'm getting good exercise, I'm getting good work done. But it's like, no, you got to take a break because when you keep going after you're already worked hard all day and you're sore, that's when you mess up and make a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
And my USB just popped on very rudely.
Rude.
Rude boy.
Rude boy. Yeah, rude boy.
Yeah, rude boy, don't you know? Prop.
Oh.
So I was learning that is a language. That's no, it's really interesting that the internet could totally help with. So that patois Jamaican is an actual undocumented language.
Really?
Because so there's this guy who's like missing one lower tooth on YouTube who does all these language videos, and he's really he knows so much about languages, it's amazing. And he's like really good at like talking and explaining. He's like just a perfect teacher. And he was saying how there's like I forget the exact terms, but there's like a seed language, and then there's like a mixed language, and then they have a baby and it makes a new language.
Language baby.
And that's what patois is. And it's like, so in Jamaica, English is the official language of the country, and if you're doing like government paperwork, it's in English.
Right.
And if you're doing anything that's like professional or like high end or anything like relatively above board, it's like...
Am I even registering on this?
Yeah.
Barely.
Well, keep it to your mouth hole.
It is. It's in it.
No, put it right on your mouth hole.
It's in it.
No, it's not. It's got to be straight too.
It's got to be straight like this.
I think so.
I think I just need to...
Look,
there we go.
So in, what were we talking about?
Patois.
Patois.
It's a language baby.
It's a language baby. And so it's kind of cool because it was kind of looked down upon as like ghetto, not quite ghetto speak, but it was looked down upon as not a real language. It was looked at as like slang or like an accent. But it's really not. It's a full-fledged language that has every piece a language needs to be fully complete.
It meets all the prerequisites for being its own language.
Right. And so that's why when you're like, oh, I want to learn a Jamaican accent, they're so fun and funny. It's hard because you're actually learning a language.
Right.
Not just it's
if
not
you're
just
gonna do
learning
it
an accent.
right, it's not just an accent.
So, but what kind of blew my mind was interesting to me is that because it was mistreated or like not valued as a real language, even though it is, it's never been formally like put in a book as like these are the vowels, these are the nouns, this is the sentence structure. Like, you know, the brown fox jumped over the dog.
Literally word of mouth.
It is. And so it's a whole language that a whole country speaks that's completely not even documented or taught in any schools.
Wow.
Like a modern, fairly first world country.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
It is interesting.
Like, shouldn't somebody do that? Shouldn't it be done? They should be proud that they have their own cool language that everybody thinks is cool and wants to do the accent. And be like, hell yeah, we're awesome. We have a cool way of talking. We should document it instead of pretending it's like street slang and like trying to make everybody do English for every government procedure and everything or whatever. But anyway, yeah. Sorry, I got off on a thing there.
Tell me how you really feel, James.
Well, it's because I love accents and I love fun. And so I got in once I was doing trying to learn about the Jamaican accent. That's when I started figuring that. Because I was watching videos about like how to do Jamaican accents to try to get good at it.
Right.
And after a while, I was like, "Oh shit, it's not an accent; it's a fucking language."
Mm-hmm.
And I was learning some things like put. I'd like to try that.
Puff it.
Just suck.
Yeah. Just draw on it like a cigarette. The best way is to fill your mouth and then breathe it in.
Oh, I just thought it was hilarious. So Aaron just reminded me of a funny story that's happened to me a couple different times. I was smoking a bong behind my house with my friend Chuck, who I play music with sometimes. And it was getting like the stem of it was getting resiny and clogged.
Ugh.
And but anyway, I was smoking a bong out back with Chuck. I am the king of we need someone on the show.
Bing, bing.
Yeah, we need like a map of every tangent labeled and like put a pin in it later. I've noticed the best people at speaking who have done it the longest, like being in like speaking engagements or whatever in public and stuff.
Yeah.
They're able to remember every single tangent route and at the end of explaining one come back to the route. No. Sometimes there will be like 5 or 6 of them and they get all the way back to the root and keep going. You're like, damn, you are smart. It's like amazing.
Yeah.
It's absolutely incredible. But I was smoking back there and there was resin clogged up in the slide of the bong. So it was like hard to pull the bong. And this is so funny because I was like, he's like, I can't hit it. And I was like, just suck. When you're telling a man to just suck, it's so funny.
I don't wanna.
He was like, I thought he just like, I don't know, it was pretty clogged, but if you pulled like medium strength, it wasn't even that hard. Like it was kind of hard, but like, I don't know. He guess maybe he didn't blaze as much as I did back in the day or something. Or with bongs, probably he didn't smoke as many bongs as me. I don't know, whatever. But then another time I was riding it with my friends. We're going to see the Mormon play in New York City, which was awesome.
Is that what it's called, The Mormon, or is it a cast of all Mormons?
What's it called? The Book of
Mormon?
There's a very famous Mormon play. And it's really good. It's really funny. And it's anyway, we were driving there through New York City and we're hitting like a weed vape pen or something. Mm-hmm. And like my Uncle Stu didn't know how to use it, and so like his niece was like, just suck.
I bet he got offended. He's of that age group. Like,
no, he's cool. And nobody in the car laughed, but I was like,
get your mind out of the gutter, James.
It's so funny, dude. Telling people to just suck, dude. It's so funny.
Just suck.
Oh,
jeez. Right. That's what I'm going to start yelling at my vacuum if it ever stops working.
So yeah, news. Do you have any news? I've got more news if you don't have any more.
News in my life. I'm getting pretty old. Susie and I have been talking, and I'd come to the realization that we are very prone to be at midlife crises.
Yeah, like
crises.
My Corvette.
Yeah. What's up with that? When did that happen?
Midlife solution, excuse me.
I like that term much better.
It happened during COVID, and my whole life I've been a motorhead, a gearhead. I've always loved fast cars. I've always loved hot rods, souping up cars, working on cars. And I've always hated how, like, since the 70s, all cars turned to front-wheel drive. Because before then, every car was, like, rear-wheel drive, and you could, like, soup it up and make it like a sports car, basically. Because you really need rear-wheel drive to be, like, a good sports car.
Right.
And so I've been growing up driving all these front-wheel drive cars my whole life, being, like, unsatisfied. And then finally, one day during COVID, I see this rear-wheel drive sports car for cheap. And I was like, oh, man, I got to check that out. And I bought it. It took me all my savings. It was like $4,000. That was like all the money I had. And it was awesome. I drove it around for a couple summers before the transmission broke. Just got that fixed, and now it stopped idling recently. But I did have a few years of driving around, having a lot of fun, going to the skate park, going to the beach in Burlington.
Just flexing everywhere
Oh,
you go.
dude, it's so sick. It's got all these electronic, like, cool, like, metric English switches. It's got computers from the 80s.
Nice.
It looks so cool. It's such a
Retro
cool
tech
car.
is so fun.
Oh, it's the best. And the stereo's not bad either. I mean, some of the speakers are blown, but the ones that work actually sound surprisingly good for, like, an 84 speaker. They've got the clarity that, like, the modern speakers don't have. Because back then, all, like, the metal and stuff, it was all, like, about crystal clear clarity.
Unregulated, I'm sure. Like, maybe some of the metals you can't use today or something like that. I don't know. I still actually have inherited Bose speakers from my father. And from what I gather, they were purchased when he was in high school, so early 80s. But they're super nice. They're like a wood enclosure. And they have like the main, I guess you would call it a kicker.
The woofer.
Forward, yeah, the woofer, forward facing, and then they have a smaller one that goes out to the side, and they're like acoustically engineered. Yeah, they're nice.
My friend had some in college, and to be honest, I didn't think they sounded that great.
Oh, I think they sound great.
Maybe you got a different one.
Yeah, or it could be.
Yeah, they're weird. They have, like,
anything in the
double-sided
signal
speakers.
chain really will change that.
I mean, they didn't sound bad, but then we had another pair of speakers, and compared to those, they sounded not as good. Okay, so you got Bose speakers.
What was that? Were you exercising a demon?
We'll have to do that in slow motion replay. It'll be like.
Yeah, so I guess that's the news. That's what's going on in my life currently, being almost 40. That and hair growth.
Oh yeah.
It just comes out places like I'm starting to get hairs on my earlobe.
As you get older, the hair goes down.
Yeah, what's up with that? It grows everywhere but where I want it to.
It starts on your head, and then it goes down. Starts coming out lower.
Hypothesis: am I gonna have hobbit feet in my elder years?
I wouldn't mind a hobbit foot.
Extra furry.
Help you out in the snow, keep you from getting sunburn out there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
The girls like it.
The ladies like hairy feet.
Keep them warm at night. I'm cold. Here,
She's
take my
shivering.
fuzzy foot.
Here, have this.
And just like nuzzle her face.
Oh, that's terrible.
And have it all washed and nice and soft and like smelling like lavender.
Just bathed with rose oil.
Her eyes
Smell
are
this,
closed.
love.
She doesn't even know what it is. She's like, "Thank you, honey."
Oh, making me cry over here.
If you could have any foot fur, which one would you have?
Curly fro, I think.
Dude,
Foot fro.
Speaking of foot fur, my left foot is itchy on the top right now, and I don't like it.
Oh, get it, get after it.
All right, I've got a bunch of news and weather written down.
Nice. Let's get to that.
I hope you're ready for like a 10,000 word essay.
Oh boy, how fast do you read?
Pretty fast. It's been raining on and off the last few days, but also sunny and beautiful in between. Super nice days. Been spreading manure in the fields where the grass doesn't grow and seeding it. So it'll be nice to see the seed come up in the next week or so. I helped Pops recently with a bunch of yard work yesterday.
Mm.
I need to make this so you can make sure.
What kind of manure are we talking? Are we talking like a pre-bag mixture or straight from the source?
We got 3 horses, so we got a shit ton of manure.
Oh boy!
We got a mountain of manure out there, a small hill's worth. It builds up in their let-out area, and so you got to scoop it out to clear it out.
Their let-out area?
Yeah, where they run around in their little fenced-in area.
Okay. I didn't know if that was like the latrine for the horses. Let it out.
It is. But yeah, I was helping Pops yesterday with a bunch of yard work. I saw him stressing out outside there, rushing around. He was like pushing the lawnmower. Like you could see he was pushing it like frustratedly, quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And so I walked over to him. And he's like, oh, I just don't have enough time to get everything done. So you know me. I jumped on the big mower, ripped around, got a bunch of work done.
Nice.
Dumped out some wheelbarrows of debris he'd collected. And after that, we had a happy Pop-Pop.
There you go.
He wasn't stressing. I saw his stress and needed to help him. Sometimes you have to sacrifice a little to keep Pop-Pop's spirits high.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
You don't want to Pop-Pop down in spirits. It's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, as a Pop-Pop, that can definitely be not good times.
Even though I was pretty exhausted and really could have used a lay down after cutting trees for days and doing yard work, I doubled down and summoned my inner Pop-Pop helping power. I got it done. Gotta sacrifice for Pop-Pop sometimes, you know how it is. So.
What would Pop-Pop do?
Without me?
No. That's your inspirational quote. Draw from it.
Oh,
Instead
exactly.
of what would Jesus do, what would Pop-Pop do?
It's true. Here's a good example. Instead of sitting inside playing video games, go outside on a beautiful day and pick up the pine cones, you know? Spread the poop around.
Susie's going to appreciate this. That's Pop-Pop is what they call her father. I think that's because he had grandchildren, and the grandchildren called him Pop-Pop. I'm not
he must
100%
be British.
sure. No.
Pop-Pop.
Not at all, actually.
Please, Pop-Pop.
Well, maybe a little bit. I don't know.
Just be a little bit British.
I'm not 100% sure of her lineage. His lineage.
So then I was, just before that happened, before he started angrily pushing the lawnmower around. Not angrily, but like frustratedly a little bit.
Yeah.
Exasperatedly.
Good word.
I know big words.
Just like minor scowl. Maybe not cursing.
Exactly.
But clearly,
yeah, there is a scowl involved. It's mostly by the body language, the motion.
Yeah.
So, but right before that, I was helping him fill that lawnmower with gas, and the new gas tank has one of those lids that's like kind of tricky, and I was showing him how to use it, and it's very simple. But for some reason, he's the kind of mind where he hates learning new things sometimes. And he got frustrated and gave up with my very simple instructions and just took the whole spout off and poured it in without a spout and spilled some on the mower. That's the kind of mood he was in.
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't even in a bad mood up until I tried to explain to him. Like, and the thing is, all he had to do was pull back the foreskin on the tank and pour it in. And I showed him that, and he had it pulled back and ready to pour. So it was almost perfect, but then my mistake was I kept explaining to him more after that. And I overwhelmed him with information. So I should have just been like, yep, you got it. But I wanted to mention to him that it is spring-loaded and it can snap back and be a little careful. And then by then he was like frustrated and just unscrewed it, even though he was like ready to pour after I told him the Thursday right away. But it's like...
there's a certain amount of pride in it, too. I find myself getting that way. Like when... I feel like I should get something, and then someone's explaining it in a way that I don't need them to. Like, just give me a hint. Don't do it for me.
Those new gas lids are stupid, though.
Yes, they are. I had to purchase some for Wallingford, and they're horrendous. They have like the trigger, but you can't go just straight back. It's kind of like up. Is that the kind that you have?
They make all sorts of nightmare caps now.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Like,
yeah. I completely get where you're coming from.
I was looking on eBay for like the good kind, the normal ones that are just like a normal spout with just like a lid you can pop on the top.
They cost more. You can get them.
They're $15 on eBay, which isn't too bad.
Yeah. Well, you could find them at LaValle's sells them. I'm sure any hardware store.
I don't know if they sell the non-safety kind anymore in the stores.
They do.
Do they?
I specifically picked them up. I was bitching the whole time because I just bought new gas cans. I had purchased one last year, so I knew what I was in for. So when I purchased 2 more because we needed to get a new diesel container, and it had the same weird release safety mechanism, whatever. Right next to them, it's like a marketing ploy. Right next to them, the same brand that makes the gas can makes the aftermarket spout, which it used to be the old standard. It's just almost like a bendy straw nozzle, plastic.
I want to get I was telling my dad I want to get a 3D printer, and he's like poo-pooed my idea. But it's like we've got like 5 or 6 good old gas cans in the garage.
You can make so much money. They are capable of so many things. I know somebody that makes like custom pistol grips.
Yeah.
And
well, it's like when you're on a farm and you just need like a little plastic handle or something.
Right. Yeah.
Like
if you need to get a handle on the trowel, there's many applications. I think it's a good investment. I don't know how much they cost, and I know that I don't have the space for one at the moment.
You can get a pretty good one for a few hundred now.
Wow. I might be in the market for a 3D printer.
So I should have just left him when he got the gland end pulled back and said, yep, perfect, you got it. But I wanted to mention to him that it's spring-loaded and it can snap back sometimes, so be a little careful. But that was the undoing, so now I know. Keep it simple with old Simple Scotty. You don't want to go too complex with it. It scares him. I was showing him an Alaskan sawmill, and he had never seen one before in his life, and he was afraid of it, just like the way they say people fear what they don't understand. So an Alaskan sawmill it's like there's 2 bars that you clamp onto your chainsaw, which allows you to slide it down the long way of a log, which allows you to plane actual boards using a chainsaw. It's an extremely cost-effective way because the cheapest mill you can buy is like thousands of dollars, but for like $150, or like crafty people can just build them themselves because it's just a clamp and a couple pieces of metal that to slide on, and you can literally just plane. When you live in the middle of the woods and there's trees down everywhere, they have to cut up all the time anyway. Like it'd be sweet just to get a bunch of free lumber.
Yeah.
So I was showing that to my dad. I was all excited.
Coffee table or something.
Yeah, because I just ordered a wood splitter. And I was like, oh, this will be cool. I'll stack firewood. I'll sell it. I'll get a planer. I'll get boards. I'll build because we need more structures for like our tractors and cars and storage. Like a farm, you always need more storage, you know. And but then I was showing it to him, and he's like, oh, I don't want you to get that. It looks dangerous. But so I was just saying people fear what they don't understand. I mean, of course, it's a little dangerous. It's a chainsaw. But I've been chainsawing for my whole life, and that's dangerous. And it's just another application for a chainsaw.
Yeah, anything's dangerous if you don't have your wits about you. I had this discussion recently with somebody. Like, you can, there's a person that I know that refuses to get their license as an adult because they are afraid of driving, because the thought of, and it is, if you think about it, it is kind of messed up, careening down a pavement and, multiple thousands of pounds of metal, and it can be intimidating, but you just do it, you get comfortable.
We're talking about truck driving?
Any type of vehicle. They just refuse to get their license, this person I know.
Yeah, right.
Because they're afraid of it.
Yeah. Who is it?
I don't want to bust them.
I'll cut it out. I'll bleep it out.
Oh, there's a couple people that I know, actually.
Yeah.
They both worked with me at different Hannafords, though. That's funny.
Yeah.
I'm just coming to that realization.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the homie, he may have gotten his license recently, I think within the past 3 or 4 years. But through most of his 20s, he did not have it.
Mm-hmm.
Just because he didn't want to do it. And then the assistant manager... Was she assistant manager or bakery manager? Bakery assistant manager? I can't remember what department, but she one of those slightly higher ups. She didn't drive.
Hmm.
Her husband works with her at the same store, and she hitches a ride in.
Nice, dude. Yeah, I wish our society wasn't so car dependent, because I want this to be. I don't want to go too down the dumps, because it's supposed to be a relatively entertaining comedy podcast. But it's like cars are an unnecessary burden that cost tons of money and cost tons of time just to get you places where you have to be, just so you can work and like
to afford the thing that
right
is getting you there.
Yeah,
it's like,
traditionally.
I need this to make the money so I can pay for this.
Oh, I put juggling. I need 3 things to juggle later.
Oh, I can't juggle. I can't tune out of my mind enough, I think. I need to watch my hands for some reason, and you can't do that when you juggle. You have to watch, like...
I can teach you. I
precipice,
know the way
right?
to learn. Have you ever learned on a bed?
No.
I learned at the Dominican Republic. I can show you the easiest way to learn. It makes it way easier because... so I'll just finish. I got one last thing in news and weather, and we can get on to actual comedy and stuff. I'll put like a link in the beginning, like skip here for comedy, like to past news and weather.
Yeah.
This one got a little bit long.
It's
but,
fine. Take the journey. Be here with us.
Yeah, there's this one thing where like when I was just talking about my dad and the way he works sometimes, is how it's difficult. Is like he's the kind of person who like sometimes when like something's going wrong, like if you spill gas when you're filling up the mower, or like you snap something or like make some mistake, he'll be like and he'll get like all upset about it and frustrated.
What's my stepdad
And
also?
like get angry, like working on it. And it's like, here you are. It's a beautiful day in the countryside.
I'm telling you, I think it's the generation.
You have a beautiful house, right? These gardens. It's like you've got your family to help you, like with whatever you need help with. You're just working on the mower or whatever. You make a mistake, break something, relax. We can fix it. There's a solution.
Yeah.
It's like, that's the difference. Like, obviously, everybody gets mad sometimes when they're doing something, but he's especially prone to, like, just quickly getting frustrated and just snapping at stuff, like, working on stuff.
I witnessed a coworker almost get hit in the head with a pair of channel locks because of the temper that came about on a job site once. It's, for me, that's just, it's silly. I do get frustrated, and I've sworn on the job, but I don't. But I'm able to get myself back and be like, okay, let's.
Well, there's a good kind of like frustration and a bad kind. Because like in skateboarding, I was watching recently, like when you can't make a move, this guy was teaching this girl how to kickflip. As like it started as a joke, but then she like they got really serious about it. And he's like, so what we do as skateboarders is when you can't land something and you're getting angry, you hold your board like this and you throw it on the ground and you yell. And it helps get the anger out. And then you keep trying and you feel better. And he's like, try it. She's like, ah. He's like, you have to scream louder than that. Ah. She's like, ah. He's like, you feel better? She's like, yeah.
Oh, man.
It was so funny. It was this like blogger girl who's like, I don't know, whatever. It was this famous skater from Australia. He's got his hair pulled back.
Oh, I think I saw something about
Dude,
that.
he is such a good teacher. Like, no matter the age, the skill level, the problem that's keeping them from progressing it for the next step, he knows how to break it down, explain, like, amazing.
I'll have to check him out a little bit more. I only saw, I think, like an amalgamation of, like, her learning.
Like, I've been a teacher before, and I've taught some stuff, and I thought I was, like, not a bad teacher, but he's, like, a master, at least at teaching skateboarding. Should we step outside for the weather?
Should we? Oh, no, I'm not.
News and weather, man.
Yeah, brother.
It be raining here.
Yeah.
It's a bit chilly out here. Fuck, I can't do this.
Oh, yeah.
Wagwan.
I stood outside in it for a while this morning. It makes everything colder.
Yeah,
No sunlight.
bit chilly.
It's not that cold. It's like 50. It's 50 degrees, but it feels more like maybe 45, like slightly above refrigerator temperature. Here we are, out in the wilds.
It's dripping.
It be dripping.
The grass is just starting to grow. Just mowed it for the first time yesterday.
Spring has sprung. Do we have any blossoms? There's some blossoms down yonder.
We found a cool rock the other day too. It might have like shiny things in it. We might get like a crystal cutter. We found some cool rocks.
Oh yeah, we definitely need to slice that bad.
And this one is like a hatchet. Like you could make. I want to make it into. It's pointy. I want to make a hatchet out of it maybe.
Perfect.
Yeah. Blah. Blah.
You've got a wee bullet over here.
It's very small. It's the smallest bullet. Oh shit! So those bullets were to scare away crows because they were cawing so early in the morning. It was waking me up when I was sleeping. And so I'd just shoot in the air, like in their general direction, and the crows would fly away. And they're super smart animals, so they'd remember and they'd stop doing that. But I was down at my mechanic, like a mile away. And while he was working on my car, he looks out the garage bay door and he goes, "Oh, it's Charlie." And I was like, "Oh, Charlie's here. I wonder who Charlie is." I thought he was like a cat or something. He's like, "Let me see if I have anything to feed him."
I'm looking for my coffee. I left it outside. Whoops.
All right, we're going to take a pause. Or I'm going to keep telling the story.
Keep telling the story.
And I saw, and he's looking around, he's digging around for food for Charlie. And he finds a bag and brings some food out there. And I look out there, and there's this huge-ass black bird. I think it was a crow, but it's seriously the size of like a small dog or like a medium-sized dog.
Maybe raven, do you think?
It was big-ass black bird. It was crazy, dude. Yeah, it was a black hawk.
I'm gonna do this little funky sidestep so I don't
Yeah,
crush electronics.
someday we'll have a real studio.
One day.
One day you'll be a real boy.
I'm a real boy.
Oak made the funniest joke that I kind of regret clipping the word pussy out of because but it was so funny. He was talking about how like Pinocchio had such a long nose because it's for smelling pussy or something.
Oh my god.
It was so stupid. I forget. It was actually funnier than that. I'm butchering it, but I've got that's just like last time I said I had a funny clip I could clip, but I've made so many videos I don't know where to find them in. But anyway, finally news is weather is over. That took forever. That was a 40-minute news and weather.
Dang. Yeah, I felt like we spent a lot of time on it. What else we got going on?
You can always cuss him out. So we're down to funny now. So I've got a funny story, or you could do one of yours. Or do you want me to start with mine and then you do one of yours, or do you want to start?
That's all we do is funny stories. Go ahead.
Okay.
You got the floor, sir.
So in high school, there's this girl that I liked, and I somehow made my way over to her house, like watched a movie with her, and gave her like a nice little hug and smooch. And,
was it well received?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
And I met the pop and I met the sis.
Mm-hmm.
And I was pretty happy, you know. And then sis apparently took a liking to me.
Oh.
And ended up stealing me from that girl. But I didn't even realize it was happening at the time because I was so naive
Yeah.
and young.
Oh.
So she was taking me on dates to like the skate park. And I didn't even
sneaky little woman.
I didn't even realize they were dates.
Oh.
She's just like, let's go
How
hang
did you
out.
come to the realization?
Like years later, you know, you're looking back, you're like, oh, well, you'll see. I mean, it gets, you know, somehow, I don't even know. I was just like such on autopilot at the time. I don't think, I was just like not very conscious of being like away or alive. I was just like, yes. You want to go on a ride, James? Yes. Let's go. I don't know. I have no idea what. Anyway, I sound like an idiot, but.
No. It's fine. I'm enjoying the story. I was oblivious to flirtation, too. And then once I figured it out, I was like, oh, great. But it usually wasn't.
Yeah. No, but just now that you have me thinking about it, is like, because there's some point where you have to make a move, where it goes from hanging out to somebody makes a move,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't even remember that. Like, because that's the hardest part.
Right.
You think I would have remembered that part? Because I didn't. I definitely wasn't the one making the move with sister stealing me from sister.
Right.
She was moving on me, and so anyway, eventually hanging out at the skate park turned into like, it's getting a little hot and heavy in the car on some occasions. And,
oh boy, lucky fella.
And then, oh my God, I talked about the dumbest things with her. I cannot believe she was attracted to me.
This is so bizarre for me to find out because I feel like you keep your, and rightfully so, you keep your personal life, as far as dating goes.
Well, we just never
very on
hang
the
out
hush
for like
hush.
the last 20 years either. So
well, yeah, but this wasn't in high school. When was this?
this was in high school, yeah.
See, I should have known. I should have known.
Well, me being socially kind of retarded is I just don't even talk about things most of the time unless it's like video games or like dirt bikes.
To be fair, we were high quite a lot.
All the
in
time.
high school.
That's all we did.
Oh, man.
We would like smoke weed and go on E-Bombs World
Mm-hmm.
and like smoke music.
Smoke music. Taste sound. Good times.
So anyway, it evolves into like, getting semi-serious in the car on these dates at the skate park. And but the thing is, I wasn't attracted enough to her to like do the full deed.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, messing around was one thing.
Right.
But it's like, sorry, girl. Like, I can't do it. And so one day she asked me, this is so embarrassing. She's like, are you ever going to put it in me?
No, straight up asked you.
Yeah, pretty much just like that. That might have been the exact words.
Bold.
And I was like, sorry, no.
Oh, man.
And then guess what? She asked me why.
Oh, don't do that.
Yeah.
That's just begging to be hurt.
Mm-hmm. And guess what I said?
What did you say? You're ugly?
Nope.
You're not hot enough.
Nope.
What did you say?
It's like you're too fat.
Oh, you didn't.
I did.
Oh, my God. You spawned an eating disorder, I'm sure.
So here's the funny part about that. Years later, my friend is dating her.
Mm-hmm.
This is like 5 or 6 years later, maybe.
Okay.
At least, yeah, probably about 5 or 6 years later.
Was she
And
hot now?
She was hot.
Oh!
But I wasn't mad. I was happy because my friend who's dating her comes up to me and he goes, "Thank you so much for telling her that she was fat." Because now she's hot and she's my girlfriend. And I was like, no problem, dude. Glad I
Service done. You're welcome.
But that was just like, I had such such little social awareness and was just so literal and still am. Like,
Mm-hmm.
But like in high school, it was just like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Zero social ability whatsoever.
Oh, yeah.
So it was just like, if you ask a question, you're getting the answer.
Logical.
Oh my God.
People don't
dude.
like it, though, sometimes.
No, they don't.
Sounds like that's from experience.
Well, the thing is, though,
She get real mad.
no.
No?
Not that I remember.
Okay.
I think she was just, sad, obviously.
Mm.
But, she wasn't hysterical or anything. But okay.
We've got, Sacapunta?
Mm-hmm.
Sacapunta. That was fun. One of my friends, a school friend. I don't think we maybe hung out once or twice outside of school, but again, antisocial Aaron, just not paying attention to the world around him, being enveloped in his own. We had Spanish class together, and
You and who?
me and Chris Albert.
Uh-huh.
Good guy.
He was
funny
a funny
guy.
lad.
Yeah, I think we all were pretty much.
I know.
But yeah, we started this thing with sacapunta. We would ask to use the pencil sharpener, and that's what Spanish. The Spanish word for pencil sharpener is sacapunta. But also, funnily, that's not a word.
It's a word now.
It's a word now. Yeah, puta is Spanish for bitch. So we started her off. We conditioned the Spanish teacher to not listen when we were saying sacapunta, and we changed it to sacaputa, and then eventually we would just kind of whisper Saka and then just yell puta. But she was so numb to it because we did it all the time that she didn't even realize what was going on. It was so great.
Sacaputa.
Children can be manipulative mentally.
Extremely.
Yeah.
They've shown kids that can manipulate as early as like 3 years old or whatever.
Oh, they try it. They test their boundaries.
Like, I didn't eat the Oreos. I was gone, and the kitty was here. Like,
oh yeah. My boy Manny, he'll straight up lie to your face. But when he gets called out on it, he's like, no. He admits defeat and apologizes, which is good. But like, he's still, the boundary testing is huge with little kids all the time. You got to tell them no repeatedly.
and if you don't, you get a monster.
We get a monster.
A monster.
A monster in your closet. We've scared the kids straight a couple times. Well, not Lorelai. She's pretty good. Only recently is she getting sassy.
Sassy?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Uh-huh. She's got some sass, and she
Nice.
laughs in your face when she does it too. Because she knows she's cute and I won't get too offended. Oh yeah.
I have to see this.
Uh-huh. She'll laugh. She'll go, "Stop it, Daddy." And I'm like, "No, you know, I gotta take care of you. We're putting on clothes right now." And she'll just go, "Stop it, stop it." And then she started doing this thing where she wants you to be quiet. For some reason, she'll grab your nose and go, "Shh." I was like, "Excuse me, I was talking."
How old is she?
2 years old, and she's doing this stuff. I swear to God, it's in their genes, man. Kids, they push their boundaries. They see what they can get away with.
Lorelai
June Johnson.
Does that name mean something?
It's actually the name of a river in, is it Germany? I don't know. I like the sound of it. I wanted a classy name. So I started looking into stuff, and I looked into like Celtic names, and then that brought about Irish and
I love those.
And also Scottish names, and yeah. And Lorelai, actually, we had to spell it a little bit different than the standard spelling because the standard spelling is also a siren, and Susie didn't want any negative attachment to her name.
Siren?
Yeah, like nautical siren, like the mermaid that sings you to your death at the bottom of the sea.
Like a nautical whore?
Not a whore, but she lures you to death.
Lures you to rocks and death?
Oi, mate.
Sounds like a fucking girl to me.
Kind of like the sea version of a banshee.
Yes, all words to describe a female.
Mouth words. Mm-hmm.
They suck it all out of you. Leave you with nothing. That was a good story, dude.
Yeah, man.
I'm a fan of that.
Cool. I really like it.
I'm excited that you have a sassy kid.
Oh, yeah.
Because I love sass.
I do too, and that's another reason that I don't really discipline it, and she's probably going to do it throughout her whole life.
So she's basically so adorable that you can't be very mad at her?
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's bad situation.
Uh-oh, she's going to be Out of control. Oh man, dude.
I've told her no a couple of times, but she also does fake crying too. She's not even upset. I won't see a tear.
God.
But then she can convince herself that she's actually sad. She'll look at me to make sure I'm looking at her and give me like a meh.
Oh, wow.
And like even like the meh.
She's a goat. Damn, dude.
No, not meh. She doesn't go like that.
Dude, goats make crazy noises.
Yeah, they're weird.
They're so weird.
Oh, Wellwood Orchards has the petting zoo, and I remember one time I went there and this kid got headbutt by a goat.
Really?
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, stupid goat!"
Wait, there wasn't in a cage?
No, he was just out roaming around, and he didn't have an
Really?
issue with anybody else. I feel like the kid was probably teasing
I'm
it.
sure he was. Oh, there's a famous video of a goat antagonizing a village.
Is there?
It's going around headbutting everybody to the ground, and everybody's like running in fear.
Oh,
And he's
dang.
just like strutting around like the main junction, the two dirt streets. People are trying to like walk by with carts of food and stuff. It's really funny.
Badass goat.
It's hilarious.
Don't take no nothing.
Dude, they're so funny because like for so many reasons, they've got those weird tongues. They make weird noises.
They have really weird eyes.
They've
too.
got. I was about to say they've got the Sauron eyes,
Yeah.
and they've got like those devil horns, and they can just like jump straight up on rocks.
And some of them have like more than two horns. Like a pair is fine, but when you see a set on a goat,
Really?
I've seen four horns.
And
on a single
nothing is
goat.
safe from them to not be stood on.
Right.
Anything around, it's getting stood on.
That's right. Dominance, always asserting
It's
it.
like they're such trolls, dude.
Goat,
They're like, oh,
troll of the animal kingdom.
did you like your hood with no dents?
They even do it with physics. Those mountain goats. They're like, oh yeah, don't think I could fit here and still climb? Watch
I
me
can
do it.
climb literally straight up this cliffside.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, they're pretty sweet.
They're cool. They can get away with it. I
That would have
guess.
been good for the nature segment. I had some stuff for the nature segment. It was on a little piece of paper.
Where did it go?
Where did you go?
Little paper.
Bow, bow, bow,
I
bow.
want to know, where did you go? Oh, hey, oh.
Sacapunta.
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 What does sacapunta mean, though? So sacapunta means pencil sharpener?
Yeah,
Which one?
I think it means to sharpen a point, the literal translation, because punta is point.
Punta is point? Oh, so to
Yeah.
sharpen a bitch.
Yeah, so sharpen a bitch.
Sharpen a bitch. I'm
Make
gonna
her
sharpen a
smarter.
bitch.
That's an. You just got educated.
Nice, brava. All right, then.
All right.
All right.
All right then.
My favorite accent's like the dirty Australian. For some reason.
Dirty.
Just like, yeah.
Weathered.
eh.
Well weathered.
I can't do it now, but. Do you want to do another one, or do you want to? Because I've got a pretty big one. Do you want to do Coworker Joe?
Oh man, that is a big one in of itself.
All right, I can do.
He's super redneck.
can
The
do it.
CEO of the company showed up one day and he was skinning a deer on the job site.
Nice. It's a real Vermonter.
Oh yeah, and he also had that same deer head frozen to his pickup bed because he didn't take it out before snow hit. Oh man, he's something else. And he also isn't allowed to have firearms, so he has to use a muzzle loader because that's, I guess, a Vermont workaround. You can't carry like a.
Oh my God. He has to
It's
hunt
the
with the
way
Civil
the
War
round
gun.
is. Yeah, he's got a Civil War gun. He was shooting that at the
Wow. Civil War
wastewater
guns don't
facility
count as
too.
guns. That's crazy.
Yeah, well, it's because of the length of time, I guess, to fire them because you have to
You get
do
one
the
shot per
patch
minute.
and the powder. Yeah, you're not really.
I've made air guns that were almost that powerful.
Have
but,
you ever
yeah.
made a potato launcher?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
I made one with like a small barrel that you could shoot a D-cell battery, and it went through like a half-inch piece of plywood.
Whoa.
Made a perfect circle.
With some power.
Yeah. So he brings deer to work and skins them.
Uh-huh.
Does it make a mess?
Oh, yeah.
Does he clean it up?
To Joe standards, yes. If you
What?
find blood, he'll tell you. He's like, hey, just so you're aware, nobody got hurt. It's just deer blood.
What kind of job can you show up at and skin a deer and like that's fine?
This is the only one that I'm aware of.
Uh,
It's great for him though. He enjoys it.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Old
Oh.
Joe Dad.
Joe Dad?
Old Joe Dad. He's got he tells me stories every day and I question whether it's real life or just him repeating TV drama. He still pays for his ex-wife and his 20-something-year-old children to live in a house that he no longer lives in. He's got a girlfriend at a separate house, but they're constantly asking him to take care of it and pay for it and are just mooching off him.
Oh, 3 6 Mafia has a song about that called Pussy Got You Hooked. And there's this one verse where he starts off saying real talk, true story. And he said, basically, yeah, the guy pays for his girlfriend's babies, everything, and her new boyfriends too. Car, everything.
Yep.
And all that
Yeah,
stuff.
he justifies it because it's the kid's mother, and they would resent him if he didn't. He takes care of them, so he's got to take care of her too. But she's just showing them that, like, hey, look, we could take advantage of this guy. He said he spends like $600 a week in cigarettes.
What?
For all of them, because like a pack of cigarettes is, I think, like $10 or $11.
Mm-hmm.
And he says he buys like 3 or 4 packs a day for the house.
For the house.
Yep. So that's $40 a day times 70. I don't know. Maybe he was lying about 600. Maybe it's closer to 300, I think. But still, that's a lot of money. Oh my gosh. I can't. The Santa beard poking out underneath. Just.
What's that guy up to?
He's got a very tan shoulder.
Very tan. He must have been in that outfit for quite a while.
Uh-huh. Very proud of it also. The little.
I don't know how much longer I can look at that.
It's disturbing. Oh! Stop.
Where is that? New York City?
I don't know. It's definitely a city.
All right. I like ignore the left side. The right says one easy piece because one is enough. When it's you, show where you're headed in the ultimate fashion climax. Fits so tight it shows all you've got. You're a walking turn on. And
You're a walking turn on. Continue.
And treats your body as well as she does. Easy on, easy off. Quick as a flick of her tongue. Sexy, cool, crinkled cloth for those hot nights to come. Designed with your desires in mind. She'll eat you alive in it. The big zip in 50% polyester, 50% cotton. Long sleeved in rust, blue or black. Short sleeved in natural, blue or camel. Are you man enough to fill it? Dude, they have a short sleeve version of this.
Oh my goodness, it's a jumper. It's a jumper for an adult male, and they're marketing it as sexy. Like, you need to have one. You are an attractive man if you wear this.
Is this a normal underwear ad from that same time period?
I would think so.
Because that is, I mean, Wow. Okay.
It's disturbing. It almost looks like a few serial killers got
It looks
caught.
like you just opened up a house of like early 20-year-olds early in the morning that like work like low-end jobs and took a picture before they had a chance to like realize you were there.
A communal area.
They're like, hey, I'm just making waffles here. Anyway, sorry, that was dumb. What are you doing here?
Why?
Why you do these?
Why, Danny? Why?
All right, so you like vests, right?
No, I fucking hate them. They're the stupidest thing in the world.
Why?
Because this maybe not so much. This is more of a an accessory type deal. But like puffy vests really irritate me because
Puffy
the
vest.
first thing that
Like that?
yeah.
Fuck that.
The first thing that gets cold is your extremities.
Right.
Really, the core is the last thing you should be worried about in keeping warm. And this is prioritizing that. It's like, no, the rest of me can be cold, but my naturally warm part needs to be even warmer.
What if you need like more mobile arms, but you still want to be warmer?
Then you buy a jacket that can accommodate for that. Like I got a Carhartt one that has the swing gusset or something. I don't know the terminology for it, but it's stitched a little bit wider so that you have more range of motion. But that's just silly.
Isn't it when you warm up your core, doesn't your whole body get warmer?
I guess, but again, why wouldn't you take care of the extremities? I don't know. I just have an issue with them.
Have you ever worn one?
No. It's deep seated and it's been that long.
Dude.
Yeah,
You can't
and also
knock
the
it.
people that wear them constantly look like that, dude. They're like a preppy.
All right, well,
person.
let's separate the vest from the people.
Can't do it. It's an identity. You put on a vest, you are the vest.
So you wouldn't want to be seen in public with one of those
Nope.
on?
Nope. Never.
I think that you should try one at some point.
I don't think it's going to happen in this lifetime.
I don't mean in public, but like
Just
Just
secretively
like
in
you
your
could
closet. Just
when
a little
nobody's
bit.
here sometime on a crisp autumn day.
Hoodie.
Try it out and tell me you know what, because don't knock it before you try it.
Mm-hmm.
You might fall in love.
No. I guarantee I won't.
You don't know that though.
I do.
'Cause you haven't
I
done
do. I do. I do, though.
Give me your vape, sir.
No, I'm not sharing with you. Defending the vest.
I can blow your mind with the vest fact, and then you'll give me a puff of the vape.
Oh, yeah?
How does that sound? So, one thing that happens to me sometimes is my body will be like the ideal temperature, but I'll start getting some sweaty pits. And
Snowboard jacket. They got the zipper vents. in
that's
the pits.
not enough airflow, though, really, when they're like really wet.
No. See, maybe that's it. Maybe I'm just unaware of this issue that I don't suffer from, and that's
so sometimes
the vest
a
people.
vest will keep me warm, but allow my pits to not accumulate moisture. Yeah.
All right. Not for me, though. Not for me. I could understand, I guess.
That's pretty much my favorite thing about them, personally.
But I feel like if you're sweating, then you don't really need a vest.
Unless it's a nervous sweat.
Different sweats.
You know how that saying, I can
You
smell...
get clammy.
You know that saying, I can smell your fear?
Yes.
That's a real smell. That's like a hormone or a pheromone or whatever.
Oh.
And when I get nervous, I'll sweat in my armpits, even though I'm not too hot.
Huh. Do you feel cold, clammy?
No.
No?
I feel normal. Just like a little excited and like nervous, you know?
Yeah.
Like maybe my heart will be racing a little bit and I'll be sweating a little bit in my armpits. And what I've learned over the years is, since I don't wear deodorant, because I normally don't smell bad, is this sweat has a window before it smells bad. There's bacteria that eat it in poop and their poop smells bad. But if you can manage to dry it within 5 or 10 minutes, you can avoid the bad smell altogether.
You just need to carry a ShamWow and you can ditch deodorant, is what you're telling me?
Yeah, so what I do basically is like on the rare occasion where all of a sudden something, like for some reason my armpits got all sweaty, I'll just change my shirt and, you know, wipe them down, put on a fresh shirt, and I'm good to go. There's no smell. You can't let it sit there for 20, 30 minutes. That's when it starts to...
So how many shirts would you go through in a day? That seems like it could almost be more expensive.
Well, you just throw it in the hamper.
Yeah, washing shirts costs money, though.
Yeah. But anyway, that's what I do. So
that is interesting, though, because you don't smell.
No.
I'm sitting right next to you. I know.
I've been through it so many. It used to be a huge problem. I used to go to my friend's house and he would hand me a stick of deodorant.
Yeah?
I'm telling you, it took me years to figure it out that well. But yeah, that's what it is.
So did you have a natural aversion to deodorant? Is there something about it?
I just don't like how it feels.
Okay.
It feels like stuff is stuck in my armpit.
Yeah.
It's like annoying.
It's like a sensory thing. It
Yeah.
just tweaks you out.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
That's
fair.
That's also why I don't like plastic clothes.
Plastic clothes. I like organic cotton. Yeah. Oh, that noise. I don't mind corduroy though. It's a different noise. You get a little bit of crickety action going, I guess, rubbing the legs and making noise. But it's not the same as like windbreaker fabric going whoosh, 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 whoosh. It's fine.
So he's got a stair stepper because he was in such bad shape that he basically has a computer job and he works from home and he lives in a city, so he never has to move or go anywhere. So his body was just like totally out of shape. And we were talking about push-ups one day for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
And he tried to do a couple while he was in voice chat, and he hurt himself and had to go to the hospital.
During voice chat?
Yeah, from like 3 push-ups.
Had to go to the hospital.
Well, they've got free healthcare there, and like it tweaked something in his shoulder that was hurting like pretty bad, I guess. So it probably would have been all right, but he went there just in case.
Yeah.
And they scanned him, and they're like, "You'll be okay. Just take it easy." And then like we were talking about one day, this is building up to this story. This is like background information. That's the push-up part of his weakness. The other part of his weakness is squatting, because we were talking about when you're on the toilet, when you're wiping.
Yeah.
Do you sit or do you stand?
I've had this conversation with many people. 95% of the time, sit. Only do I stand and wipe if I feel like uncomfortable or like it was a particularly messy poop. Sometimes there's extra cleanup needed.
Okay, you're kind of blowing my mind right now because I'm feeling silly all of a sudden.
Are you a stander only?
Yeah, dude.
What? They exist.
It doesn't make any sense. How do you reach? There's no space to reach under if you're sitting on it.
You lift one cheek. You prop yourself.
You're propping?
Here.
Oh.
And
okay.
then you just drop it as soon as you get the back.
Okay. So it's not a full sit.
No.
You scooch.
Yeah.
There's a scooch.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe this is what I didn't know about the sitters, is there's scooching. Because I was just imagining total hole blockage and there's no way to reach in. I'm like, how do you even do that?
Oh yeah, you gotta prop yourself up.
But anyway, Oak was saying that he's not strong enough to stand and wipe. So not only did 3 push-ups send him to the hospital, but standing and wiping is like he doesn't have the strength. And so we were like making fun of him for like months. And apparently, I don't know, he's got a stair stepper now.
Yeah.
To get exercise in his apartment. And he's been doing that and getting stronger. And like apparently his wife was commenting on like how nice his butt was getting.
Ooh, lucky guy.
And so I've just been like encouraging him to like keep that butt going strong. Like, we've been on the stair stepper lately. Oh, keep that butt strong, man. Keep it nice and round.
The missus is really digging it.
And I was like, saying like, you gotta learn how to stand like those girls, like on one leg, with like your hand on your hip, really show it off.
Oh yeah, like that dude that we saw earlier.
Because he's looking for a new girl because he just got divorced.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, you gotta show that thing off, dude. You've been working on it. You gotta get a girl with that thing.
Mm-hmm.
But so then for some reason, so anyway, we're talking about the stair stepper and working on his butt because it's funny. And I like bringing it up. But then last night it turned into pumping those cheeks.
Oh, man.
I'm like, pump those cheeks, man. I was like, I like to start my day with a good cheek pump. Really get things going. Really get them going, The essence of being a human is really having amazing cheeks that are just kept in perfect condition by always pumping them every day. And then there's like this weightlifting theory that I learned about when I first got into weightlifting years ago. And it's like squatting and deadlifting is such a good weightlifting exercise because the overall percentage of muscles in your body that you're working out is the largest percent compared to any other workout. And your body releases rebuilding hormones based on how much muscle has been torn and worked out. And so all that hormone rebuilding carries over to all the muscles in your whole body. So just by doing squats and deadlifts, all the muscles in your body are getting bigger.
Nice.
But that's part of the reason why mastering those cheeks and pumping them is extremely beneficial.
Pump the cheeks, folks. Pump the cheeks.
But yeah, he says it's easy now, so I was encouraging him to like maybe hold some weights while he's doing it to make it a little more easier and keep his butt progressing. Anyway, I was just saying that like and I was wondering, I'll have to ask him now, maybe he's strong enough to stand and wipe, but I don't know.
Are you strong enough to stand and wipe yet?
But anyway, I was saying the key to happiness is keeping those cheeks pumped every day. Keeps your blood flowing, which is good for healing. Keeps your lower back strong. So many benefits. If you aren't doing at least body weight squats every day or two to keep those cheeks pumping, then you're really doing yourself a disservice.
Don't you love your body? Well, then pump those cheeks.
Pump those cheeks. That's a good T-shirt idea if we ever sell T-shirts.
We can do it. We got a guy that prints.
Pump those cheeks. Pump those cheeks.
It would be like Uncle Sam pointing, but us. And
you feeling down in the dumps? When's the last time you pumped your cheeks? And here's the last paragraph I wrote about that. We could start a cheek pump church, but not...
The CPC, yep.
But yeah, the CBC. But to not weird people out and scare them away, we could just call it a training gym instead of a church. And everybody would show up and get a good pump in. And then bask in the runner's high you get after working out. And then everybody would have something in common. And it'd be a great community building place. And Lord knows America could use some community building with everybody living so isolated and online these days.
Mm-hmm. Let the cheeks bring us together.
That's right.
And the pumping be the lifeblood.
Amen. We're going to have to start every episode with some cheek pumps.
Oh.
Isn't that a good one?
Mm-hmm.
I've got a couple other small things here.
All the small things.
So I was making some bagels, and on the back of the Philly cream cheese, it says fresh milk and real cream. And I like how this is considered like a brag, especially like apparently in America.
Oh,
It's
dude,
so
it's
ridiculous.
terrible over here. Everything's so processed. Nothing's real.
It's like, wow, this is real food. No way. I went to buy food, and I'm actually getting food.
Yep.
They're like bragging about that.
It's ridiculous, man, the route that we've gone. additives everywhere. Food's not food.
All right, next thing. It's just so retarded. Judge people, bad tattoos. It's way more common for people who dress weird to be in groups. It's much more rare for people to dress weird alone. Something about certain groups, it's funny how they'll all dress similarly. Like normally something you wouldn't be comfortable going out with, but with your friends all doing it, then it becomes fun somehow.
Mm-hmm.
You just see these like alt groups on the street walking together. Like, I'm part of this group.
Yeah.
And we all dress like this.
Yep. That's the uniform mentality. Strength in numbers.
I just thought that's funny. It's back to that personal identity thing, which I guess I think about a lot because it's just so weird feeling like I'm this kind of person.
Like feeling like you're not a best person.
Yeah. That's just so weird to me because, like, it's funny to, I guess it's funny to have preferences that you can't explain.
Yeah, for sure. And it is silly that something so small can carry such weight.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But sometimes if you just avoid everything that you think is weird, then you get your own like style, and then it's like cool or whatever.
That's the good side of it.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Oh, here's a follow-up. Have you ever worn anything in public where you felt very self-conscious that you somehow got roped into wearing or wore by mistake?
When I was younger, yes, my mom had prep kid dreams, and it just made me rebel even harder. I'm sure if I didn't have my mom pushing me to be a preppy young child with slacks and polos all the time, that I would maybe even wear slacks and polos all the time, but there was such a disdain for it. I was like, no, punk rock all the way.
I actually prefer slacks to jeans just because they're more comfortable.
Oh yeah, as an adult, clearly I've changed my mind, but still.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, the problem is I just ruin them, so I end up wearing jeans because they're harder to ruin.
Yep.
But we were gonna do painting today.
We were. What time is it? Do we got time? Oh, it's getting to be dinner time.
Yeah, it's been an hour and a half. We might have to start off next time with painting.
Yep. I could probably just leave. We have massive amounts of paints, brushes.
Hell yeah.
Some palettes, some canvases.
Yeah,
we're ready to go,
pencils.
but
maybe next time we'll paint the whole time like you were saying or whatever. We'll do something fun.
true lad fashion, don't do it today. Go with the feels. Let the feels guide you.
There's nothing here I can juggle either. We can do that next time. All right, well, that's a pretty good episode. Thank you all for stopping by.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
I want to thank you for coming to podcast. Hello, this is government.
I feel like that's the perfect. I gotta get a little bit quieter just so you can't. That's the telemarketer voice. It's very hard to hear because it's also very quiet and it's heavily accented. Raj, Mr. Kilgus, called you from. Do you have time to speak today?
I heard this on Cumtown. Nick Mullen was doing this one that I'm gonna not do as good as him, but I'm gonna ruin it here for you.
Yes.
It's like, hello, this is government. You owe us money. What is your social security number? There are taxes. We are government. Please, you give us money.
Only in Walmart gift cards, please.
Yes, Venmo me $3,000 or else there's taxes. Your house will not be there. It's so funny, but the people also lose all their money. People comment.
People are stupid.
Oh.
I'm sorry, but I kind of feel bad for the gullible, but like, come on, use some logic.
Give me your money, please.
When's the last time that the IRS has called you from a private line over in fucking Botswana?
Well, it's like the old people, they grew up with so much more trust back in the day. Where if like someone, because this didn't used to happen, if someone called and said like this is the bank, it was the bank. Like it never happened. There was never like scams like that.
Yeah, that makes sense with landlines and
They just trust
localities. And stuff.
They grew up trusting everything, and they just never changed really. Well, I mean, now they're like a lot of them ultra changed, and they're like way too paranoid now. But like,
oh yeah, yeah.
They won't even help anybody on
Those Facebook posts. I do not give Meta consent to use my phone. Do you think by posting that you're not actively participating? Like when you sign up for the app, when you click agree, you've already determined what you've agreed to.
Some of the other funny. Oh fuck! I forgot again. My brain is not doing good today. Some of the other funny voices we were doing. Oh, send one up. There's these like the Indian guys. There was a famous painting.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I can find the way something is so funny. So here's like a Renaissance like painting or something.
I love you.
I love you 900-609-0653. That's his phone number.
Oh my goodness.
Hello, sexy dear friend. How are you? I kiss your full body. Beautiful girlfriend. How are you? I like you. I love you. I feel you. And all day, all night, every day, everything you. I need you. Please come Bangladesh. I receive you. So me and my
shoot your shot, I guess, but damn.
And so me and my friends spun this off into like this whole riff about being like, please send one boob. Please send one bob, please.
One bob picture.
Just
please.
one bob, please. I marry you. I love you. Please send me.
It's bad, but it's true. It's like, ugh.
I love you. I marry you. Please send me Bob. I just need you. So we do that all the time. That's one of our go-tos. We did so many Bobs. Like everything is send me Bob this, send me Bob
send
that.
Me Bob.
And there's the Backstreet Boys. It's like everybody, yeah, send one Bobby.
Back to the Backstreet Boys, huh? Am I sexual? Send Bob.
Send one Bob tonight. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.